Hello, my name is Kathy Walters, and I'm going to be your instructor for HIM 153, Introduction to Pharmacology Online for the fall quarter of 2017. So, welcome to the class, and what I'd like to do is just kind of take you through our course website in Moodle that you're looking at right here, and navigate a few things, and then also take you into the Cengage MindTap account that you'll be using throughout the course. So this Please Start Here is where you should be, and then you'll be looking at this YouTube. And we'll get into the course syllabus here in just a moment, but what I'd like to do is kind of scroll down these MindTap resources that I have here and just get to some of these general resources. So the instructor announcement and news forum is where I will post information when I'm done grading assignments or any pertinent announcements that I need to make. Even news events that may come up. And so this is a forced subscription, so you should all receive the announcements. The next one, Course Questions and Student Connection Forum, is more for course-related questions. If you run into an issue with MindTap or you found some interesting thing, you may want to post it on there, and feel free to go ahead and comment back and forth. I do check that, so I'll answer anything that I see unaddressed. If your concern is of a personal nature, then it's probably best to make sure that you go ahead and just email me. And then this is for tutoring services, and then also our online courses for me, which is just a source provided to assess whether online is suited for you. And I'll talk about online requirements when we go through the syllabus here in just a moment. So let's go ahead and we'll scroll back up. And this is a must-read. So I'm going to open up the course syllabus here and kind of go through that a little bit here. So basically just have an introduction here, and then my contact information. So my office hours are Monday and Wednesday from 1 to 3, and I'm located in Building 30, Room 206 on the second floor. And there's my email address. I'm very good about answering email, and the only thing that I ask of you is that you be sure to identify your name and the course that you're taking, because I teach many courses and have many students, so I want to be sure that you identify that, and that'll make it easier for me to reply. All right, and then next is our bundled materials required for the course. So you can obtain those either through the Titan bookstore, or you can go to Cengage and purchase it directly, but you do need to make sure you have the bundle with the correct access code. All right, and then got a lot of information here on the syllabus. This is what the course website looks like when you get in. And then a little bit about the things that you'll be doing. Each week you'll be doing a quick check. There'll be a homework, test yourself, and chapter quiz. And this will all be done in MindTap. And then obviously if you have any technical issues, make sure you address it with me. And the tech support for Cengage and MindTap is very good. And then a little bit about instructional methodologies. And then some info there about Moodle, academic integrity, there's the student code of conduct, and then other resources available, Tutor Central. Again, I have the link up above that I showed you on the course site. And then Student Help Desk, if you have issues with your device or network access, they can help you. Class participation. And then my late policy. I do not accept late work. So please be mindful of the due dates each week. With the exception of week 1, most things are due by Sunday evening. I do have a self-introduction forum post that you'll need to complete by Thursday, so I'll talk about that in just a minute. And so just keep your calendar current and make sure you're getting on and checking things. And then learning outcomes for the course on both Part 1 and Part 2, and then my grading policy, following Lane's grading policy, and then online attendance. And so I just would like to speak to that for just a second. And I think some of you that have taken online courses know that it's just as demanding as a brick-and-mortar course. But I do want to just say that waiting until Sunday evening is not a practice for success for several reasons, and the first of which is that you lack a command of the subject material. Secondly, if you have a question late on Sunday evening, it's likely that I may not be able to see it in time and be able to get back to you. And when you're looking at taking the particular quizzes or the test yourself, you need to give yourself adequate amount of time to be able to take these, as well as doing the homework. You have 2 attempts with unlimited time on the homework, so you do want to manage your time appropriately. And then lastly on the syllabus, and I have it in here, please scroll to the next pages. This is the whole course laid out each week in terms of what you need to do. So once again, the quick check is always due by 11 p.m. each Sunday evening, and then the homework, test yourself, and chapter quizzes are due by 11:59. Like I mentioned, on the homework you have 2 attempts with unlimited time. The test yourself and the chapter quizzes have 1 take. So you have 45 minutes on the test yourself, and you have 60 minutes on the chapter quiz. And then all feedback on any of these particular activities are always provided Monday at 12:01 a.m. And then you can get back in and see, what you've gotten wrong, and then I'll be checking things as well. So each week you're going to have different chapters, and at the end of part 1, which includes chapters 1, 2, 3, 5, and 10, you'll take an exam, and that's also in MindTap. I'll show you that in just a minute. And then chapters 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 conclude the first part of part 2, so you'll have an exam for those chapters. And then lastly, during finals week, you'll have the third exam, which includes chapters 18 through 27. So be sure and, look at the syllabus thoroughly. All right, so let's go back to our course website here. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to go in and show you this section just briefly. This is the login that you'll need to get into the course, and this is the course key. All right, and so down below here I have a lot of resources for you to get familiar with MindTap. So this is an actual video on how to log in, so you can take a look at this. This is all the information about tech support, and they're great. So if you have any issues, I can help you with many things related to the content, but I, am not serving as complete tech support. So if it's a browser issue or your device or your internet service provider, those things may require you to call Cengage Tech Support. So these resources here are all available for you with regards to taking a look at these to help you get registered and get your account squared away. All right, and then lastly, what I'd like to do is just show you how each week will look. They're all set up similarly. I'll have the title of the chapter, the objectives for that chapter, and then down below I have due this week. And then I list everything. So please read the syllabus, create your MindTap account, and then post your introduction about yourself to your colleagues by Thursday on the self-introduction forum below, and that's what I was referring to. So we'll go into that in just a minute. Be sure to read the chapter, then complete the MindTap activities, and then you want to do the graded items, and I'll show you that as well, what they look like. So it's quick check 1-1 and 1-2, the homework, test yourself, and chapter 1 quiz. And then you also have work to do on chapter 2. And then the PowerPoints here for each of the chapters is also accessible through Moodle. And then I'm listing other additional resources that you may want to log into for further information that are covered within those chapters. So for those of you that have not done a forum, let's go in there and take a look at that just for a second. So you click on the forum, and then here's the information. Please post to the class forum an introduction of yourself to your colleagues and address the following. Please type your name in the subject text box. Please answer the following questions in the message text box. Why are you taking the course, your academic goals, your experience with online courses, any experience with health information technology in the healthcare system, and anything else you'd like to share about yourself. So let's go through, and I've created one here, so if you want to read about me, you can click there. But let's go ahead and create a new string. So this is what happens. You click on that. And so let's follow the instructions here. It says, please type your name in the subject text box. So here I go. I'm typing my name. Okay, and then it says, please answer the following questions in the message text box. So here's where I'm typing all my information. And then I'm going to scroll down, click post to forum, and voila. There you have your confirmation. And you do have 30 minutes to be able to go back in if you wish to edit it. So there it sits. Okay, so be sure to get that completed by Thursday evening, September 28th, by 11:55 p.m. Okay? So again, everything will be on Moodle, and you can follow that weekly. but you'll be doing all of your work in MindTap. So let's go ahead and go into MindTap. And this is what it looks like if it's collapsed. But if you expand it out, part 1, okay, is dealing with all the different chapters, okay? So chapter 1, 2, 3, 5, and then 10. So let's go ahead and we'll just go in. First, the course objectives are here if you wish to take a look at those. And anytime you want to get out of something that you've gotten into, there'll always be a close activity button there on the right. So let's go ahead and we'll go into chapter 1. And so you have to be sure that you are clicking on everything to make sure that you expand it. So for example, this drug laws and FDA, DEA activity will load. And in the beginning, it's going to take a little time until your computer gets acquainted with Cengage. So I'm just going to close that again. But just so any of the time that you see activity and you see this orange count towards grade, those you must do. And here again are the PowerPoint slides as well as I have them on the Moodle site. So if you click here, be sure in some chapters there's going to be quick check 1, quick check 2, so you're going to see that they open up, and then this is where you activate it, okay? Same thing here, you click on the activity and then there's quick check 1.2. So for chapter 1 you have 1.1 to do and 1.2, and then you have the chapter homework, which is indicated by count towards grade, okay? So you go into that and it loads. And again, it'll take some time, but that's kind of what it looks like. And then you start your assignment. All right. And then test yourself and the chapter 1 quiz. So that's chapter 2. Now, if you ever want to get back to the larger view of the chapters, just go ahead and click right here. And that closes it up. And then you can get into chapter 2. So you have both chapter 1 and chapter 2 to do for week 1. And it works the same way. So here, here's your quick check. So you have quick check 2.1 and quick check 2.2, and then chapter homework, test yourself, and the chapter quiz. Now, under apply yourself, there's other activities that you might want to do, that may or may not be count towards grade. So it's up to you in terms of, and there's a practice check yourself in each chapter as well. But I think you'll find this MindTap to be quite helpful and user-friendly. So, as I had mentioned with regards to part 1 and part 2, so if I open up chapter 10, this is where you're going to see part 1 exam. Okay, so that'll be listed at the end of chapter 10, and that will end the first part of the course, and that's at the end of week 2. So week 1 and 2, you hit the ground running, and so and it's one take. It's 50 questions, and I've given you a minute and a half on each question, so it's 75 minutes. And the exam will be questions that you've seen before in the tests yourself, so you should be comfortable with that. So hopefully you're going to find MindTap to be fun. It's I think it's a great software. And then similarly in part 2, set up very much the same way each of the chapters. So I think you'll enjoy this. So let me go back to Moodle. And I think I've probably forgotten something, but nonetheless, at least this gives you acquainted with things. And I'm just looking forward to the fall quarter, and I wish you the best in your studies. And we'll learn together about drugs and pharmacology. And I look forward to seeing you virtually in a couple of days. All right, thank you.